Patreon, going strong. If you want to go over there and join in on the fun, we got 3 tiers on Canadian dollars. First tier is $3 a month, where you get these episodes ad free. You also get AMAs once a month, or learn about me episodes once a month. And then on the second tier, which is $5 a month, you get everything from the first tier, as well as coverage of a reality show of yesteryear. That's right now Jersey Shore, currently in season 3. You can also go to the main feed, where there will be the first episode of every season released there. So you can try that before you head over to the Patreon. And then on the third tier, you get everything from the first 2 tiers, as well as coverage from a true crime documentary. We got the backlog of Ashley Madison documentary, Man with 1,000 Kids, Into the Fire, Lacey Peterson, and again, all those episodes for the first episode of each is in the main feed, so you can try that before you head over. So if you are interested, you can head over to patreon.com/realityt times 2, and you can sign up for whichever tier you feel for. Again, you can try before you buy, which basically means you can try any tier for a week before committing to it. Even if you are on other tier, if you are on tier 1 or the first tier and you want to go over to the second tier, you could still try that second tier for a week before committing to the upgrade. So again, that is at patreon.com/realityt times 2. And of course, the link is in the show notes, website, social media accounts. It's all available there. Welcome to Reality Tea times 2, the podcast where we discuss all the trash reality TV we love to hate. I'm Tanika, and today we're going to be going through Selling Sunset. So let's just jump right in. So, episode 7, we see Mary is meeting up with Sandra with a bunch of these random people. One is named Smiles or Smealies or Smithers, who the hell knows. This house that they're looking at has a freaking lazy river. Just a lazy river. How nice. That'd be great. Sandra says this house kind of has this Salvador Dali kind of meets Elton John type of dream situation. One of the builders, I think his name is Tom. For whatever reason, my phone says Calm, is one of the creators of Bedhead. Oh, mom. One of the builder's moms is the creator of the Bedhead brand, which, I mean, I feel like a lot of us have used at one time. But there's like this playroom with swings in there. Sure. Sandra, she's like, is swinging, and she's like, I don't know how to stop. I don't know how to stop swinging. Like, that's funny. So then Sandra asks Mary after the fact, like, did the girls reach out to you after the robbery? And she said, well, almost everybody. She said, there's one person I don't really care for. And Sandra, being just the reporter self that she is like, who? And Mary says, it's Chelsea. And she explains that she sent her flowers while I was filming. And she ain't about that. And she says that Scary Mary is here. No one wants to see a Scary Mary. Or will be. Jason is showing Sandra around the town, all the streets named after, he says, all the streets are named after trees. And Sandra's like, oh, you sweet baby Jesus. I've lived here for like 20 years. I know the streets are named after trees. It's fine. Ticket's cute. It is what it is. Then we see a very quick Alana situation here coming. And I'm like, you know what? Alana has been demoted to the Davina position. We never, we rarely saw Davina. Uh, who knows where Davina is today? We never see Davina. We never saw Davina. Whenever we would see Davina, we're like, oh my God, there's Davina. That is Alana. You forget Alana is here until you see Alana and you're like, oh yeah, Alana's here. It's something. Sandra, she says that she's a painter and they're like, oh, she likes to do nudes. So she's going to paint you like one of Jack's French girls. It's great. So Chrishell, we find out, closed on the JoJo Siwa house. So she goes and rings a bell like a crazy person. And then the house she looked at, that JoJo looked at, well, she put an offer on the house. But then they had to kind of back out of the offer because the house did not pass inspections. The owner was very disappointed about that and said, I will fix the issues. Will you come back? But I mean, I don't know how you fix those issues and then still have JoJo Siwa by your house because she's going to move on and find another house. Then Jason brings up Mary and he asks, like, who's spoken to her? Mans apparently spoke to her the night before. And then Chrishell's like, well, I sent her flowers, but she can buy her own flowers. Anyway, then Sandra says, I have a group question, if you don't mind. And then I must ring, phone starts ringing. And she answers it, and Sandra's basically, well, fuck me then, I guess. That, if I'm trying to ask a group question, then you just pick up your phone. Well, here's the thing, Sandra. You're supposed to be real estate agents, which means your phone is going to constantly ring. So get used to it. But she says, what should I do to not get eye rolls? Sandra says. And Chelsea's laughing at this point. And she's like, how about not that? So Emma and Chelsea are going ring shopping. If this is repeated, by the way, I apologize. I had to take a break. Anyway, they're ring shopping, and apparently Blake has proposed to Emma, but her response to him was, get up. So she says I'm shopping because she wants to be in charge of her destiny. And Chrishell is going to lose her shit when she finds out about this. She wants at least a 10-carat ring. Why do you need a 10-carat ring? But whatever. She looks at this yellow 20-carat ring that's $20 million that could feed a village. Why do you need anything so big? So expensive. The ring is ugly as hell. That's the other part of it. But Chelsea still has her wedding ring. And the guy at this jewelry store here says, well, how about you come trade it in and you can get this bracelet and this ring for a whopping $900 million. Again, could feed a whole village. But Chelsea asked the big question, what are you going to do about Chrishell once this happens? And she says, well, if I get engaged, I have to talk to her. I just want to be happy and for my best friend to stop judging me. And that's the part. Like, do I think this guy's it for her? Hell no. But do I think that she needs to kind of figure that out for herself? Absolutely. Hi, everyone. So I have a new product for you to partake in. One that I'm going to share with you, and that is Be Believe. So, Be Believe in the power of playful learning. So, dive into the world of wonder with Be Believe's rich collection of animations, catchy songs, playful coloring pages, hands-on activity sheets, and engaging ebooks. Each element is thoughtfully crafted to captivate young minds while reinforcing positive behaviors in a fun and meaningful way. Whether your little one is watching a magical adventure, singing along, coloring their favorite character, or reading an enchanting tale, every moment is packed with joy, learning, and imagination. So if you go to our unique code or link in order to not only support Be Believe, but also support the podcast, you can head to be-believe.com/reality2. So that's www.bee-believe.com/reality2. So that is REALITEATWO. And the link is also in the show notes where you can also link to that. So head on over to Be Believe with our unique code link, and you can unleash good behavior through enchanting tales, where imagination and good behavior unite. Thank you, Be Believe, for supporting this podcast. Now, back to the show. So now we have Chrishell. We see her showing a house to Tinashe. Is it Tinashe? I've heard the name. I just don't know much about her. But we see that, not much else to really say. Now we have Alana. She's back again, y'all. She's at a house. Then we see Chelsea coming. And Alana says, I feel a shift in your personality. And Chelsea says, I don't want to cause drama. Meanwhile, Mary is looking at renting another property in the OC, actually. And Bree is here for moral support. The robberies are still happening around the neighborhood. They're clearly one of the first hits. And these people are still hitting in the other houses in the area. It's Home Alone, and it's Marv and Harry out there hitting all the houses in the neighborhood. This is ridiculous. Like the Wet Frickin' Bandits or something. Or the Sticky Bandits, if you want to pull clue in the second movie. She says, they know my house. They could come back. And I refuse to leave my house. And that's just not a way to live. The poor thing. But that's the end of episode 7. Episode 8. Chrishell and Emma are waiting on Jason to get this pickup truck that costs $150,000 for a broker's open. You know Brett is pissed about that. And while waiting for this truck to be delivered, Chrishell gets shot on by a bird. It's good luck, though. Don't you worry. But, I've been shot on by a bird once or twice, or a million more times because I have a bird now, but random, wild seagulls, I've been pooped on by 2, and it's disgusting. It's gross. But we see them talk, and Emma says, so he asked me to marry him. And Chrishell says, so what did you say? Please say you said no. But Emma says, well, there is no ring on my finger, so that's the answer. But then I did end up ending things. So she broke up with him. Chrishell must be on cloud 9 with this. She's like, it was the worst proposal. He kind of just proposed to her in her house. Nothing extravagant or anything like that. She also says that he was drunk while he did it. What's more romantic than being proposed to while you're drunk, He also had an issue with her job, which we kind of were hearing before. He would actually get upset if she had a listing appointment, which it's sorry that the rest of us have to actually work while your dad and create a microwave popcorn. So she had to end it, she said. She's I also felt frustrated because I feel I had to hide him from you because you hate him. no matter who I dated, I just wanted to be supported. And that's kind of the big thing and why I get a little more irritated with Chrishell about this because it's like, yeah, you may not like him and you may not like him for her. And I totally understand that. But it gets to a point where you need to just defend, not defend, but just be there for her, you know? Chrishell says, I get it, but I just wanted to say what I needed to have your back. So she's like, I would think about what if you got pregnant with this guy and essentially stuck with him for the next 18 years? Like, how horrific would that have been? Friendships are about being straightforward, which I agree with her on. Um, but more on that later. Then we have Jason and Mary. They're in the office. He has brought a gift for Mary, and it's a Rolex. Where can I get a friend like that? He's like, actually, you know what? Take this one too. I know you'll really wear them. He gave her two Rolexes. Where can I find a friend like that? We find out that hers were stolen, of course. You think they would have left Rolexes behind? Most likely not. But she does say things are tough with Romaine. She said maybe we need therapy. 100%. Like, you guys have just gone through a toxic thing, and that might be very helpful. And Jason is like, yes, go ahead, do it, and I will pay for it. I gotta get a friend like this. He's like, I do therapy with Brett. Of course you do therapy with Brett. Of course he does therapy with Brett. The way these two bicker and back and forth with each other, of course they're doing therapy together. This is great. And he said that has really helped me. So, yeah. Alana's back, y'all. She's here again. This time with Brett at that house that they were dealing with last season. It's ready to be listed. Everything's good. Doesn't look bad anymore. It's great. Then Sandra is here to look at the house as well. So yeah. Yay, Alana. Yay, Brett. Um, the next scene I wrote, how do we have selling the city agents here? Now, I realize I'm talking about people that at this point in time, you have not heard me talk about yet. So this is one of the episodes that I mentioned is going to be a part of the Christmas lineup. So this will be coming up. So this will make sense for those who are like, but you haven't talked about them. I will in that episode. But for me, obviously, I watched that season earlier this year. So that's why I'm like, oh. So we have Eleonora, of course, Jordan and Giselle, they're here. And then Bree shows up. And then Jason shows up. After they do a tour of this house. So it was nice seeing them. It makes me think the next season might be coming soon. See? Anyways. Jason is throwing a party in honor of Mary and Romaine and also welcoming Sandra to the O group. Y'all buckle up. Chelsea takes the time to ask, so how are you, Mary? Do you know who did it? And of course, no, they don't know who did it, but she also says, you, you didn't, or Chelsea says, like, you didn't come from money. You worked hard for your money, and it's hard to lose the things you worked hard for, which is very true and great for her to say. It's just, again, it adds to that you are you doing this for the camera? It's like this is weird. But then Chelsea asks Sandra, what's your pet peeve? What do you don't like? And Sandra says, fakery. I don't like fake people. And Sandra's like, Mary, you know, this is for you, kind of, putting it out there. And Mary's like, well, everyone has reached out, and almost. Chelsea sent flowers, yeah. Honestly, Chelsea, I'm confused because you have not been nice to me. You've not texted everyone here. Text me privately, and you haven't. You send camera flowers, and Chelsea says, I did that as a gesture. I meant nothing by it. I didn't text you because we're not friends, which I can maybe understand from Chelsea's perspective that I didn't know what to do. We're not friends, and I feel like I should reach out. And I don't know if you want to get a text from me. So maybe this was the next best thing. I can definitely see that that could have been the reality as well. She goes on to say that the flowers, it was $150. Okay. She's like, I didn't even know that you got it. I didn't know. So, I didn't know about the cameras. Like, she didn't know that she would be filming. She's like, I don't need camera time. They're going to capture my face anyways. Best line ever. Chrishell and Emma are basically trying to defend Chelsea. And Chelsea basically said, listen, no, don't defend me. You should, but she does say to Mary, you should listen to your friends. This is going to look bad on you. And the thing is I can understand Mary's perspective, but I can also understand Chelsea. Do I think there is a reality where she could have angled this to happen on camera? Sure. But I don't know. Like, it's all a weird situation here, but I can see both sides of things. Um, Mary ends up walking out because she's had it. Jason is like, we're done filming. We're done. And Chelsea's like, no, bro, don't say when the camera should be turned off. You don't care as long as you get your content. Mm. So now she's coming for the twins? Goddamn. Goddamn, Chelsea. Shit. Brett comes by her and she's like, or tries to come like to her and she's like, don't talk to me. Don't talk to me. Like, she's just going off. Mary's crying in the corner. Like, this is no good. Anyway, that's episode 8. We're going to finish up the episodes here because I do want to put the reunion. Oh, maybe I'll actually, no, I think I'll put 10 and 11 in its one. Just because, yeah. So episode 9, though, Mary, we see her meeting up with Jason, and she says, I stand by what I said. And she stands by it. She's like, single mom? Her ex is rich and she's on a global show. Ask me and Amanda what it means to be a single mother. Bam! We'll come to that later in the reunion, but bam! Like, it's just, I think this was a little harsh on Mary's part because it's like, okay, sure, maybe she has the rich ex-husband, and yeah, sure, she's on a television show, but she still has to hustle for her kids to maintain the lifestyle that they are used to. And essentially, she could be doing that completely on her own. Single mother has many different looks to it. It doesn't have to look like one thing or another thing. She says, I don't know if I can do this. She says, I don't want to do this. Like, it basically feels like she wants to quit. And Jason says, like, maybe we need to get back to the core of things, like real estate. It worked before, but he's now thinking some people may need to be let go. I can think of a few. I think, Jason, just my critique, I think you need to, the thing is, he's never going to get rid of Chelsea. Chelsea makes money. He's never going to get rid of Chrishell because he probably still loves Chrishell. Okay? He's not going to do any of that. He already got rid of Nicole. He can't get rid of Bree. Bree's life. So, what does that leave? Nobody. He's going to keep everybody. But he says, like, he doesn't want to lose Mary. I do think he rides at dawn for Mary. So Bree we're in the office, by the way, has 2 men coming to the office to invite everyone to Galentine's Day. Then they start singing Happy Galentine's Day to the tune of Happy Birthday. Happy Galentine's Day to you. Happy Galentine's Day to you. Happy Galentine's Day to the craziest people in the world. Happy Galentine's Day to you. Chrishell is like, I so for again, this is what I gotta say. There is talks about salmon sperm being facialed in, like using it as a facial. Now, I think some of us, most of us, have definitely probably experienced a facial, not with salmon sperm. That's a new one. But apparently, this was going to happen. And Chrishell, this was the best line ever. Chrishell is like, I shaved that up a while ago. Yeah, I would say. Same. I'm still with men, but same. Chrishell is like, I got plans that day. Yeah. And I was like, I can't pretend I will, like, I can't pretend with her. So I will not be there at Valentine's Day. We switched gears very quickly, very briefly. We have G. They're here. First time we're seeing them. They say they want to raise kids in Australia, which totally makes sense that they'd want to do that. They're from Australia, right? And Chrishell says, but my life is here. My job's here. My friends, whatever family she has, are still here. So I think that would be, I'm sure, important to Chrishell as well, that they stay in the States. Like maybe they could, be in both places, who knows? But then we were at a house with Sandra. Um, I can't remember who she's with. Chelsea? I think she's with Chelsea. And she's like, are you going to go to Galentine's? She says, no, no. That's about it. And Cassandra says, doesn't that mean though? She came to play. And she's like, she did take the time to invite you. And Chelsea is like, let's go check the rest of this house before you ask me more questions. That's not your business. Shit. I mean, listen, she's just asking questions. She can ask questions. I mean, maybe it's too soon to ask questions because we don't know you yet, but still, like, she can ask questions. And Sandra's like, well, I'm not trying to be nosy. Curious you are, and I'm here for it. And Krishn's like, you are, though, because you're asking questions that are not your business. And these things happened before you were even here. I don't need to explain myself to you. God damn. Like, literally. Anyways, shoot. But I mean, listen, I think it's fair, but at the same time, we already know. We all know. Anyway, we see Chrishell showing a house to a client. He asks, how are, you know, babies? And I think like she knows this person. And she says, we found a donor, but they do encounter some roadblocks with things. So, they're figuring it out. We then see Mary meeting up with Nicole. Nicole has not spoken to anyone except for Jason. Mary says that, the drama that's happened as of late to fill Nicole in. And Nicole says, I'm glad I'm not a part of that anymore. Oof. But then she drops this bomb on Mary, but mind you, it's fine, that she's moving to Nashville. And that's that. Good riddance. Go. Bye. Sayonara. We don't need you. So happy for you, though, really. But yeah, that's basically it, that's the end of that episode and the end of my episode. So in the next one, we'll do episode 10, and then we'll do the reunion in the same episode. But that is it, y'all. That is it for this episode. So if you like what you heard, please rate, review the podcast on either Apple Podcasts or Spotify. Also, don't forget that you can also share us with everyone in your life if you really love this. And I do want to read those reviews. I'm definitely getting 5-star ratings, but I want to read those reviews. So send me those reviews and I will read those 4 and 5-star reviews on the podcast. Also, we're on every one of your favorite podcast apps, every one of them, including you can find us on YouTube at Reality Tea Times 2. If you want to connect with us, you can do so by going to either Facebook or Instagram at Reality Tea Times 2. You can also find us on Twitter, TikTok, Reddit at Reality Tea Times 2 Pod. We also have our email, which is at realityteatimes2 at hotmail.com. Definitely want to hear from you guys. And we also have our new website where you can listen to all of these episodes. You can review the podcast on there as well. You can connect with me in any way, all the stuff. It's all there, and you can find me there at www.realityteatimes2, all spelled out, .podpage.io. It's there. And don't forget, I also have my other podcast with my friend Mikkel, Next Take Podcast, where we talk about all kinds of different topics. But you can find us on any of your favorite podcast apps over there as well. Or you can also go to YouTube and you go to Next Take Podcast, as well as our website, which is solo.to/Next Take Podcast. So yeah, there's that, and that's basically that. And again, don't forget, if all of this information is overwhelming, we do have all of the links, everything in our show notes. But that is it for now, guys. Thanks. Bye.